This is the Sunny Side Up Podcast.
Join me in the sunshine.
Hi, I'm Brandon.
Angel.
I'm Alan. Welcome to Sunny Side Up Podcast. Is this show number 3?
This is number 3.
Show number 3. This week we're going to talk about cow cuddling with an update. Believe it or not, it went viral.
Wow.
I think they were listening to us.
The theme of this show is cows.
House cleaning, Halloween, and a look at y'all's movies that are just blowing up from your childhood that are now back in the mainstream.
It's because they were the best, is why.
Yeah. For our YouTube audience, I wore the Spider-Man shirt on purpose.
Well,
because Spider-Man's one of the movies too.
And for the podcast, he's wearing a Spider-Man shirt.
I'm wearing a Spider-Man.
Welcome.
What is this? This is like one of the special ones. I can't remember which one it is. I don't know.
Looks like Spider-Man to me.
Yeah, but it's one of the funky ones. Anyway.
A funky Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You're funky Spider-Man today.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, as we've switched places again. So we're just jumbling, madhousing it up here at the Sunny Side Up Podcast.
Somebody wanted me to tell you that we look too much alike, so they wanted me to separate us.
That's fine.
That's what it was.
We're fighting too much, so it's probably a good thing.
So,
but so cows, huh? Cows.
Yeah, we talked about the cow thing, right?
Yeah.
The emotional support cows.
I remember that.
Get this?
That's literally last episode.
Get this.
Cows
New
again.
York State Bed and Breakfast says its latest offering is cow cuddling.
Okay.
I kid you not.
So along the emotional support line, you've got cow cuddling now.
A European stress relief technique she learned about in the Netherlands. Suzanne Vollers, owner of the Mountain Horse Farm in upstate New York. Shout out to Suzanne. Maybe she'd be one of our sponsors.
Yeah.
Maybe. We've talked about cuddling with cows enough.
Just like the horse therapy thing.
Sure.
Right? And she's like, well, why couldn't we do cows?
I mean, that's true. Well, the thing is, though, my question with all of this, and I was thinking about it after last episode, you're cuddling with a cow. It's still a cow.
It is a cow.
And it needs to go to the bathroom sometimes, and it's a cow. It doesn't really have the same thought process as like we do.
What, you don't think a horse doesn't have the bathroom thing going on too?
I mean, that too. It's an animal.
Therapy?
I don't know. I don't know. Can they be trained like a dog or a
you mean
cat?
Like take the bovine out and make him poo on command? No.
That's what I'm saying. So when you're cuddling with the cow and he needs to go,
the
cuddling session suddenly becomes real awkward.
3 minutes into the show, we've already gone to poop.
Well, I'm just saying. It's a legitimate question if we're going to have cow cuddling.
This is what's crazy, though. She said when they process their food, they like to lay down, which is true. And that's when they do the cow cuddling, after they've already eaten, after they've done their duty, so to speak.
Okay, so you have to wait for them.
Eve. Yeah, you get them done.
Okay, he's ready now.
Yeah.
I think I saw it somewhere in Oklahoma's actually doing the cow cuddling thing right now.
It's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
I'm kind of angry, to be honest with you, because we had a thing. We were going to make money offering cow therapy sessions.
So let's not have Suzanne, right?
Yeah.
Be our sponsor because you stole our idea, Suzanne, and we're salty about it. Just a little bit.
We're not real angry.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm very mad.
Mountain Horse Farm. That's where that is.
Mountain Horse Farm. You know, I may have to go check out Mountain Horse Farm.
So
we can go cuddle some cows. Yes.
Angel, your favorite emotional support animal? When you're really, aside from Brandon, when you when you really want affection, what kind of animal do you go to?
I mean, our cat.
The cat. So is that like all along cats over dogs?
I think so. I think I'm more of a cat person just because they don't need as much. And people complain that cats aren't affectionate, but every single cat I've ever had has always been very affectionate.
You've never had?
And very nice.
Our cat now is very he's affectionate plus a jerk at the same time.
He's not a jerk.
He's
young.
He's a jerk. He's a cat. Cats are jerks. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but he's an emotional jerk.
The difference between guys and girls when it comes to cats, I think. I like cats. Don't get me wrong. But cats are, as long as you understand that you don't own the cat owns you, everything's fine.
Sure.
Am I right?
I mean, I agree. Yeah. Totally.
Mean, you are essentially its emotional support animal.
Yeah, as much as it is yours.
Because I think it looks upon you as people cuddling.
Yeah. Something like that. We look at cows cow cuddling, and cats look at people cuddling.
cuddling.
I don't know.
Well, did you know that cats actually view us as kittens, and
I
that's
know.
why they attack us
Yeah.
the way they do? Because they're trying to teach us to not let things touch
Yeah.
our stomachs. and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So
weird. That's
they
so
view
weird.
us as lesser than them, but
Like I
Well,
said,
like
we
a
don't
cat
own the
would.
They're
cats.
still
The cats
cute.
own us.
Like a cat would, you know.
Just
So
saying.
I don't know. But when you have a cat, you get a lot of fur around, and that requires you to
he
clean.
doesn't shed too bad.
I mean, I don't know. He's starting to shed
It's
a little bit more.
hot.
I know, but
You can brush your cat.
I do.
I don't.
Okay.
Oh,
I
man.
do.
'Cause I wear a lot of these black shirts, and it just doesn't work out for me in the end. And that's okay, That's okay.
Okay. Brush your cat without the shirt on.
Oh man, that's a little weird.
Why is it
I don't know.
weird?
It's just weird.
It's only weird if you make it weird.
Okay. Remember, I
Then
think this is the
comb the
third
kitty.
episode we've had to cut off
Comb the
the
kitty.
conversation. I don't know.
Comb the kitty.
I don't know.
Don't brush it. Just use a comb on it.
I guess I could.
Take it outside where it's kind of breezy or
True.
somewhere in a room.
But
where
I
you
live
don't
in an
get...
apartment complex.
Okay.
It'd be a little weird, I guess.
Yeah,
You
okay,
just
never
carry
mind.
the cat outside.
I have an idea. Let Angel brush the cat.
Yeah, that's
I do
true.
brush
That's
him.
fine. Yeah.
Speaking of cats, #1 movie in the nation is The Lion King.
Good.
Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't.
we want
I
to,
haven't.
though.
I want to really bad. Now the thing is, I've been seeing, what do you call those, maymays on Facebook, as you would call them.
Maybe.
The memes.
Mimi?
Yeah, the memes.
Mimis.
I've been seeing a meme on Facebook specifically. I kind of have to disagree with some people on this. They were talking about how it would have been so much better if they would have put animated eyes on the animals.
I felt like that looked weirder.
I mean, I don't know. I get it. I get it's Disney style, but at the same time, they weren't going for that. They were going for the National
live
Geographic
action.
look, and
So,
I like it.
are people complaining that it's too real looking?
Yes.
Right, but that's
That
the
it's
whole
not
point.
cartoonish, it's more of computer
Yeah.
animated.
Yeah, and they wanted to put bigger
reality.
eyes on them. The
Right.
animated Disney sort of looking
Right. Yeah.
eyes, along with live action.
But
and
the
it
whole
would
point
look too
was
weird.
it was a live action movie.
Have
or
you
as
ever-
close to live action as it could.
Now, I will counter their argument with this. Avatar.
Yeah.
Sure.
Eyeballs like cup saucers on those avatars,
Yeah.
and it was still creepy. That was a little. Yes, it was a love story, but it was a little weird.
You know how high grossing Avatar was?
I know.
Did you see that the last Avengers movie beat it though?
Good.
Yep.
Good.
It
And it
is-
should have.
Avengers.
Avatar
Endgame.
is
Endgame,
not number
yeah.
one anymore.
Nope.
Yeah. I don't.
Avatar remained number one for a very long time.
Yeah.
though.
That's weird because it was like 8.5 hours
It
long or
was-
something.
It was not that long, but it was the first of its kind. People weren't
Yeah.
really doing stuff like that
True.
then, so it was
Yeah.
really a big thing.
Yeah. So I mean,
So
I don't
you're
know.
excited.
Well,
you
for
don't-
what?
Yeah.
The Lion King or Avatar? Not excited
I've
for
Lion
Avatar,
King.
but I'm excited for
a
Lion
lot
King.
of backlash, especially because they played the song "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" in the middle of the day, and it's supposed to be played at night.
Well,
Okay,
you have your
yeah.
goods and your bads, but honestly, it's Lion King. You can't really.
I
You
don't-
really have to try
I'm
to make
still
it
trying
bad.
to figure out why. I mean, I know it's been. Has it been 20 years yet?
Since Lion King?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't
sure. I
know.
think. I mean, why?
I don't think it's been 20
Uh,
years. I'm just trying to figure out why they redid it in the first place.
Well,
I'm
they,
not-
I don't know.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
because
I love the
it's,
Come
first
out.
Lion
okay.
King.
Look. You're asking like, I don't know. It's Disney.
Yeah, I know.
They could literally probably like
All
make.
they're doing
We're gonna
right
go back to the
now-
Pooh conversation. They can make Pooh look good.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
They could.
I-
It's
yeah,
Disney. I mean,
recirculate. I get it.
I don't
I
know.
get it.
All they're doing right now is remakes. of old
Making
movies.
Wait till
money.
they redo it again. They'll redo it again.
Oh, sure they will.
and they'll find a way to do it with real animals.
But they're
I mean,
but they're
I
trying.
give
Yeah.
you the Incredible Hulk. How many Incredible Hulks are there?
Yeah, it's a little
Including
too
Lou
much.
Ferrigno, greatest ever.
Yeah, sure.
That was really live action back then. So
Yes.
history's just repeating itself,
Right.
man. I'm just telling you.
Right.
So
exactly.
#2, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I really
Quentin
want to see
Tarantino
that
film.
one. That
Yeah.
one looks really good.
Brad Pitt and
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
There it is. Thought of it.
Dark and grungy look for
Well,
both
that's
of them.
what Tarantino always
Yeah.
does.
So
I mean, I'll,
supposedly this is his big thing. This is
Yeah.
like his.
yeah.
It looks really good.
So
I would imagine. I mean, Once Upon a Time, it looks great. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to add to it. It just, I mean,
Yeah.
it does. You got to go see it.
Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Everything Spider-Man. Look,
I wore
okay,
the
here's
shirt
the thing.
today
The
in honor
new
of that.
Spider-Man.
He is
one
such
of
a
the
Spider-Man.
best.
He is such Peter Parker. If there ever was,
Yeah.
he is such Peter
Well,
Parker.
Are you talking about
I don't
like
know.
The newest Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really is. He's
They
the
had
annoying
to-
high school kid.
for when he's in all the Avengers movies, they stopped giving him the lines of the other people because he was giving away spoilers for the movies before they released.
Yeah, because
He's
he's so
literally
young.
Peter Parker.
I got you.
Yeah.
He would just let it slip in interviews, so they just give him his lines, and that's all. They don't let him do interviews.
I can't believe Iron Man dies in the end of the film.
And they all just look over at him.
I assume you saw the Endgame.
You know, I got a confession to make. I haven't watched.
I haven't seen it either.
Endgame, but I mean, it's everywhere. And
so you haven't seen Captain
I can't
America
believe you've done that.
wield...
You know, if there's one way to ruin an episode, it's by doing that. Thank him.
So you haven't seen Captain America wield the hammer yet?
No, stop.
Oh, crap.
You need to stop right now.
Other movies coming up. Toy Story 4, changing the subject.
Okay,
Brandon's very excited about that.
I know he is. And I have a story.
It's already out. First of all,
Angel,
and
go ahead.
Okay, Toy Story to me is like the pinnacle. Like it is at the top for me Disney movie.
Top tier Disney movie.
And for several reasons. I mean, I could go on and on about it, but
is it your all-time favorite Disney movie?
It is probably my all-time.
I
mean, honestly. Yeah, it's such a great storyline for adults and kids both.
And you all are a lot younger than I am. By the way, Brandon and Angel are going to get married here soon. So at some point, I'm just going to call them Mr. and Mrs. But long before you ever thought of, I was watching like Old Yeller. That was a Disney movie. And Bambi. Those are the two saddest stories ever known.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think Toy Story 1... and really all of them, but I dig Toy Story also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but 3 was incredibly sad, and that's the thing. Like, it's like departing with your childhood. Oh man,
Angel, has he told you about Toy Story 3 yet? The story of the day we all watched it together.
I don't think we were together when.
Yeah, we were.
Toy Story. I don't know what I'm
Story
saying.
3.
I don't think Angel and I were together whenever Toy
weren't.
Story 3 came out.
No,
because honestly, 3 was. That's been a while ago.
It's been a long time.
Who was
It's
here?
weird.
It was the guys were here.
Okay, so I had my friend Zach with me. Zach Wilson, if you're watching, shout out to you. I think Curtis was here. Curtis Wilson. I think he was here.
Yeah.
I cannot
was
remember
Holden
who
here?
else.
Was it Holden?
Yeah, Holden.
Okay,
Holden was also here.
And so,
which is weird. All three of those guys
you
are going to
watched
be
wedding.
in the wedding. So
you watched these, and it was kind of cool, honestly, watching these three fairly grown-up guys. I don't know, how old were you?
I mean, this
21?
was Toy Story 3 probably came
20?
out. Yeah, I was 21.
And
yeah,
you completely just felt right there with the guy. You all of you melted. They were crying.
We were tearing up,
crying. I don't mean like bawling.
The end of it, honestly. I mean,
Yeah,
and
I'm
sorry, Zach. I have to say it. At the end of it, we're all sitting here, and Zach's probably the I don't want to, the burliest guy out of the group, just a big guy,
Big guy, yet most emotional.
I mean, oh my gosh, we all had we were tearing up bad. We were looking at each other laughing because it's like, God, this is terrible. Because I mean, honestly, the end of the story. If you haven't seen Toy Story 3, we're just spoiling everything. But at least mine's
it's been out
later on
enough.
down the road than the end game here. But in Toy Story 3, really, for anybody who has seen or hasn't, doesn't have any desire, the premise of the story is that
Woody dies.
No, you're an idiot.
No,
so the premise of the story is that you're departing with your childhood. It's literally geared it towards my age group, and he gets rid of his toys and gives them to another kiddo. So and it's so sad because he's departing with them, and
but
my
the scene
gosh,
where they're all in that little. I think they were going to burn them.
Yeah.
They were going to melt them down.
Yeah.
That's the sad part because they grab hands.
Yeah.
These little toy hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
Gosh, it was. And so I don't know what 4 is about.
I saw that in theaters because I remember because everybody was crying in the movie theater.
It's so good. It's just because Toy Story is really like there. And that's the thing. Like, I don't know, what 4 is about. I have no idea where they're going to go with it, but everybody's saying it's great.
It's with the little girl that he gave the toys to.
Right, but everybody's saying it's great, and so because that's my thing.
Destiny watched it and she loved it.
Right.
She said it was really good.
So I don't know, because my whole thought process was, well, they can't make another one. That's the end. They should have ended it there. But when I saw 4, well, that's what I was thinking in my head. Whenever 4 came out, and I'm like, okay, yeah, 4 great, Toy Story, I'll go watch it. But I'm like, I don't know if it's going to be any good. How can they keep that going? But everybody says it's awesome.
I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah,
why do you think Grandpa and Grandmas always know so much about grandkids?
Yeah,
like why is it that they always seem to know how the toys that you like and the thing, because everybody was a kid. We all related to Toy Story.
Yeah.
All of us. The relationship between Woody and Buzz Lightyear is classic.
Right.
It's a classic story.
Yeah.
So
I agree. But technical difficulties in the background.
So I have another question for you.
Okay.
And Angel, this one's for you.
Okay.
Because I read this week that University College in London researchers have found women are still doing the majority of the housework when living with a male partner.
Yes.
In heterosexual relationships, data from an old survey, they found women do about 16 hours of household chores every week, while men do closer to 6. Also, women did the bulk of domestic duties in 93% of couples, and in cases where both people in a couple were employed full-time, women were 5 times more likely than men to spend at least 20 hours a week doing the household chores. And I didn't mean to snicker.
Yeah, why would you ever...
Well, but I wanted to talk about it because it's a pertinent point.
I do most of the housework.
Why do you think that is?
I think part of it is still just stuck in our heads that women are supposed to do the housework and all that. And I don't believe in that at all, but it's hard to get Brandon to do
Here's what the study
sometimes.
said right here. Look what the study said. They found out gender norms remain strong.
Yeah.
It's hard to break old habits.
It's like pulling teeth to get him to help sometimes. So
Well,
I get it.
It's tough working.
He has 2 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's supposed to take the trash out, which is a fight to get him to take the trash out.
We had to go here. Thank you.
He's supposed to clean out the litter box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he acts like he's going to die every time he
those
has to clean out the litter
Cat
box.
crap is gross.
Hold your breath.
It sucks.
Hold your
Well,
breath.
he
Even
wants
if
to
you
wait till it gets
hold
really bad.
Your breath.
To where
it
he has
sucks.
to throw away all the litter.
Sucks so much.
Clean it out every day.
That's why I told him.
I
He's like, I
don't-
don't want to clean it
I don't
every
want
day.
to do that. Here's my
But
thought.
my thing is, like, if you clean it every day, it's not going to get disgusting.
Here's my thought process. You're working and working at a trunking company. You're out in the heat and you're lifting
It
hundreds.
takes 2 seconds
down,
to clean out the litter
and
box.
I get home and all I want to do is just sit down and I don't want to clean up cat crap. I
It takes 2 seconds, though.
I know it.
If you clean it daily, it takes like 2 seconds to clean it.
This is the most you've ever talked on the podcast.
Because I'm passionate about this.
I know.
We've had this same conversation many times.
Oh, it's awesome. It's just awesome.
Gender
Next
norms
subject.
Remain the same.
Next
Gender
subject. Get
norms
it out of
remain
here.
the same. I'm just telling you. So now I got to give a shout out because Brandon, your mom, Karen, same story. I've got 2 jobs. I take the trash out and maybe clean the toilets. And about every other week, I forget to take the trash out. Now, the question is, why? We don't ask us why. We don't know the answer to why because we don't know why. That's why I don't know. Well, you do too. No, I don't know why I forget to take.
I really
I've
don't.
only been married to your mom for 30 plus years. At some point, you would think that the trash goes out on Thursday. I would remember that.
It was always funny when we still lived here. When I would be home, I would see you flying up to the house to bring the trash out to the curb.
I don't know. It's here's my defense. I work early in the morning, and I didn't ever want to take the trash out the night before because animals would get into it.
Yeah.
And so then I try to get up in the morning and do it, and that's my excuse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Elvis is behind us. For the video portion of the show, I've got the Elvis
Classic
GI
record.
Blues album from the GI Blues movie. My mom bought that for just over $3 in 1960. Her maiden name, Sonia Holderby, is on the back of that record.
Look at that.
Speaking of moms cleaning house. And I was like, you know what? Mom's got Alzheimer's. She's still with us, but she's not going to be with us forever. And I was like, before we lose her, we got to do a podcast from a mom.
Yeah.
So we're
This is
shout
it.
out to Mom. And Elvis is right here. And I've had Elvis in my recording studios forever and ever and ever. She didn't know that, but
Yeah.
by the way,
now he's
Mom,
here.
I'm the one that stole the GI Blues album.
Yeah, now it's on
Oops.
record here.
I just
Yeah.
realized I did that and forgot. Anyway,
Well, it's here.
Yeah.
We found it magically somehow.
$3.98, 1960.
See, when we buy records
Crazy.
now,
They're expensive now.
They're expensive now. I mean, you're paying
Yeah.
$30 for a record.
Mhm.
Easily
Yeah.
a vinyl press, record.
They're very
Yeah.
expensive.
Mm-hmm. So it's weird how times change, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So we were talking about this earlier. Speaking of times changing, just earlier today when I was at the radio station doing our daily
Yeah.
thing, Halloween. Let's just change the
Yeah.
subject right in the middle of it. I understand, but so the news story, they're trying to change Halloween
Oh, I
the last
saw that.
Saturday, and I think I'm okay with it. And the reason I'm okay with it, I don't know, because when it seems like it's during the weekday, I don't see as many people, and I love Halloween. Don't get me wrong. Like this, as the older I get, the more I love Halloween. I don't know why. It's just the aesthetic of it and all that stuff, and I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm a nerd. I just
I don't
like
know. I think
dressing up.
I don't think it should change because it's
Yeah.
always been on the 31st, and
Get this. Change.org is who's doing the petition. They're
Yeah.
asking President Trump to move Halloween from the 31st to the last Saturday. This is going all the way to the top. Now they
But
need
do you think it will make
they
it?
need 75,000 signatures to make it.
I just want to know how many of those Change.org petitions actually get anything.
They got
done.
71,000 so far.
Oh man.
They're 4,000 shy of
Oh.
70. It argues that if the holiday falls on a weekday, kids often end up trick-or-treating in the dark and often alone, saying it contributes to 3,800 Halloween-related injuries each year.
I mean, if okay, here's my thing. I think that if they prove it, that if I don't know how you'd prove it without just automatically changing it, but
It
I
would
don't
have
know.
to
I
be
see benefits,
compare it
but
to a Halloween that's already on the weekend versus a Halloween
Sure.
that's
Yeah.
during the week.
sure,
Compare
that's
the
how you
stats.
would do it. Yeah, that's a good. That's why we have you here. You're the genius.
Well, it's
So,
not
yeah.
like Halloween. The origins of Halloween are weird anyway. It's not like it's Christmas or
Thanksgiving or
but
something like
even
that.
Thanksgiving changes because it's always on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
All
the
right,
last Thursday.
Christmas Day stays on the 25th.
Always on the 25th.
July 4th is always on July 4th.
Yeah.
Those are
Right.
for a reason. That's a date. But all the other things, Labor Day, Memorial Day,
Yeah,
Just
it all
depends
changes.
on the day of the
I
week.
honestly
yeah.
don't have a problem with it.
I don't think there would
whatever.
be.
I mean,
and the
because-
thing is, it won't affect like I don't know. It's for the kids. Like,
Number one
honestly, you got to think about the kids.
I've been in radio forever and ever and ever. The number one asked question on Halloween week is Halloween on Halloween? Yes, it's always been on Halloween. Well, we heard this year it was going to be moved to Saturday. That's been going on for 30 years.
It's because
Seriously.
a lot of the churches around here, they'll do
So-
like the trunk or treats on a Saturday
Yeah.
before
So
Halloween.
I think I'm okay with that. I mean, what difference does it make?
Yeah, and it won't affect. Like
And-
the thing is, we're looking at it. I look at it from the standpoint as an adult. We don't need to look at it that way. It's for the kids.
So
And the kids
you
on us
know
on a
who's got the
Saturday. Yeah.
Change.org petition going? It's the Halloween and Costume Association. Now, here's the underlying cause there. They stand to make more money if it's on Saturday nights.
This is
because
true.
everybody, and including mom
Everybody's
and dad,
going to be dressed
will
up.
stay up later. So
Yeah.
there's a political motive there, I suppose.
Sure,
but
but I mean, can you
I
blame them?
just don't think it's worth fighting over. You
Yeah,
know?
I don't know.
I'm just not for sure that it's going to actually...
Is it even? I
Listen,
don't know.
listen. I just like Halloween as a whole. I like
Well, who
the
doesn't?
time. Well, I know.
You
Well,
got to do a
I've met
Halloween
people who
special
don't.
as we get closer to
Yeah.
Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
too.
Yeah,
So-
I'm all
so,
about it.
Yeah.
I just like it. I don't know, and this is the first year that we'll be on our own in an apartment. But how do you? That's another question. How do I decorate in an apartment? No matter.
You don't.
Like,
You
You're not gonna do trick or treaters in an
We're...
apartment.
some of them actually
Do
do
they?
them, yeah.
but
Okay.
decorate for myself.
But,
I don't.
like,
You know what? The kids in
we're-
this situation ain't for them.
We're basement level, so we don't
Yeah.
have a balcony or anything to decorate.
Or we
but-
could put a skeleton like
We could
creeping
hang-
out,
like, we
basement
could-
level.
Basement dwellers.
Yeah.
Well, there's that little... I wonder if they would let us... You know that little... where the stairs are, this little side part that there's nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
Could we decorate that?
I mean, that
under
would be kinda cool.
What's under the stairs in your apartment?
It is
Because
very
there's-
weird. There's
there's
this little weird
kiddos that-
cutout.
What's under it?
Are all around
What's
that
actually
apartment.
under it.
Yeah.
I heard your apartment was buried on haunted ground. That's
Great.
what I heard.
That'll be great during Halloween.
I just heard that. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
you
you're
heard
Well,
that
rumor.
right
half
now?
this
Is that-
town is built on Indian
just
burial
saying.
ground,
Yeah.
so...
This studio
Loving
was
it.
buried on haunted ground. This microphone was haunted.
It's still
Yeah,
haunted
still
because you're on it.
I don't know. So,
Yep.
if you want to get a hold of us, about the only way you can do is either call Brandon or Angel, or you can email us.
Yeah.
It's a huge. Can we shorten our email address?
I mean, I guess we could.
No,
but
we can't.
no. So, Sunny Side Up.
Mm-hmm.
It's Stories and Scoops Media
There it is.
So we got you. But
All right.
an even easier way that people use Instagram, Facebook. You can find us on both of those. Message us on either one.
Leave a
If you don't
comment
use
on our
email,
YouTube
leave
video.
a comment on YouTube. Leave a review. The podcast on specifically Apple and some of those other podcast apps have reviews. Leave a review.
Yeah.
Let us
Follow
know
us
what you
on there.
think.
Follow us
on
YouTube.
there.
I mean, I review them. Why shouldn't you?
Yeah, sure. I think
Truly.
you should do it
all,
as well.
all major, actually, all podcast applications now.
Yeah,
all of
everything.
them, everything.
You can find us every single bit of everywhere.
It's freaky weird.
And honestly, this is the thing. If you can't find us on one, let us know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let us know.
I want to know.
All right.
Maybe we can change that.
Cool beans.
So, yeah. Join us for after the podcast if
Yep.
you are on YouTube. But otherwise, we will see everybody next week. Thank you for joining us for another episode. Episode 3. Sunny side up.
Say goodbye, Angel.
Bye.
You're supposed to say bye, Angel. Say goodbye, Angel.
Bye, Angel.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
See ya.
Bye. It's after the podcast, episode number 3, and I like shaking around the table. Look at that.
Elvis fell over.
See? You can see that in the video because you're
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
But, so look at that. It's the album that we were talking about on the podcast.
This is back before you guys were born. The only place you could find out anything about an artist was on his album.
Yeah.
You didn't have any. There wasn't any kind of. I mean, yeah, the magazines, but this had this was everything, man. You could find out everything about Elvis.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Just all the info
Yeah.
of everything.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And that's for me, before, I don't know. I guess I was a little bit before the internet was a huge craze. But I don't know. You would get CDs that would have the lyrics and stuff in them.
Oh, yes.
And, But you would go back and read their thank yous and about them. And
Yeah.
so that's kind of the equivalent.
It's the same
I guess.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know how the technology keeps changing on you guys. Every time you get a phone, every time you get something, they go ahead. Get this on the bottom of this record. It says, important notice, RCA Victor's new orthophonic hi-fi records can be played on stereophonic machines.
Yeah.
Stereophonic, but stereophonic records clearly marked as such are designed to be played only on phonographs equipped for stereophonic reproduction. They can be played on many conventional hi-fi phonographs by replacing the cartridge. See your local dealer or serviceman for details.
Wow. Well, and see, that's the thing.
See, they were trying to upsell you even back then.
Yeah. Well, of course.
records-
Business is business.
It's the soundtrack to the G.I. Blues movie, of which Elvis starred in. So there it is again,
course.
marketing like crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and that's what's crazy. And he probably made that whole album partly just so you could watch.
I think Elvis just did whatever they told Elvis to do.
Sure.
And he showed up and did his thing.
Is Elvis dead?
Yes.
Do you think?
Oh, are you saying, do I think that he died when
Yeah.
they said he died? Yeah.
Oh, are you
I don't
trying
want to
to
believe
do a
that.
conspiracy?
I really wanted to believe the conspiracy that he was part of the John F. Kennedy thing where he informed the president about the mafia organizations going on in Las Vegas. That was one of the theories.
I
always believe that one
I
could
just
be
think
true.
they're fun. I really do. I think
So-
that a conspiracy theory thing like that is just it's just goofy.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Yeah.
What, didn't he die taking a poo?
What is it about the show? Every 3 minutes into every show, we go poo.
Yeah.
Every single.
That's-
Yes, he
that's
died
it.
on the. He died on the throne.
Toilet.
Died on the throne. On his throne.
Yes.
Well, I hope it was his throne, or was it a hotel
It
throne?
was no, it was at home.
Okay, well, I mean, that's better
I
than
believe
being...
it was.
I mean,
I really liked
we're
Elvis.
gonna hope for Elvis. That's what it was. Yeah.
I really liked Elvis.
You know, my grandma Jane's is a huge Elvis fan.
Really, don't tell her that I've got my mom's GI Blues album.
Yeah.
She'll want it.
I would imagine she's probably got one
I don't
somewhere.
think she does. Maybe
No?
she does. But I don't think so.
Yeah. How rare is that? Is that something that's pretty rare? Or
No,
is
it's not. It's
no?
not that rare. But
Well, I'm
it's
sure we
really
could find one.
It's really a record. If you can go get your CD player, we'll see if it fits.
Okay, look, we weren't
at that.
competition here. I'm just saying you probably could find it
But look
somewhere.
at this. My mom bought this in 1960, and look how good a care
It's
she took of it.
nice.
Yeah.
And I inherited it when I was like 10.
Yeah.
And I kept good right there.
It's great.
See.
It's in great care. I mean,
Yeah.
This even considering is in great care too. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
it's just a piece of cardboard, but it looks great. So I don't know. I like how old looking it looks. The
We're
old.
probably gonna break it right here.
Yeah,
right
let's
now.
not do
Try
that.
and put
So,
it back on the screen.
but I'm kind of into that old looking style
Yeah.
artwork because it looks like it's. I mean, that was probably their best kind of print that they had back then.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's real weird if you look at it real closely, Angel. You can see the pores in his face. He was a good-looking guy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Pretty eyes.
Yeah.
It was Elvis.
yeah, I mean,
Guy's been dead forever, and he still got the moves.
Oh, but who do you compare Elvis to these days, though? Who's the good-looking guy of this generation?
I don't know. I mean, I would have said
There's not
Michael
another
Jackson.
Elvis?
Michael Jackson was as huge as Elvis. In the country genre, I guess maybe Garth, maybe.
No,
But I don't know. I don't know. Is there anybody?
there's no
Justin Timberlake, maybe.
no.
Maybe.
I don't see him
I
as
don't
that
know.
way. And the thing is, like Elvis was even. I feel like back then was still considered like he's a man. Like if it is. He wasn't a Justin Bieber.
Well, I
You
think
know?
no. I think.
Yeah.
I think no. I would say Justin Bieber. Well, I don't know.
I don't know
I
because
don't know.
I feel like he was
No,
probably
but
more
Justin
respected
Timberlake.
than
I'm talking
Justin
about
Bieber.
not Justin Bieber, Justin Timberlake.
Okay, yeah, all right. Well,
But even that, I don't know. I don't know that anybody because it has all the variables in it.
Yeah,
The timing, the movies. Good Lord, he made so many movies, and he got to a point where he couldn't even record music because they were making movies.
yeah.
Gets drafted by the Army, serves his time in Germany. That's where the GI Blues thing comes along somehow in there. But I don't know. It was a weird storyline.
That's crazy. He got drafted. Did he ever serve anywhere?
No,
I mean,
he served in the regular Army. There wasn't
Okay.
any war going on.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's what. All right.
No,
Okay.
but he was in the military.
I mean, that's cool though. I mean, you got to respect the guy. That is as true blood American as you can get. He's a singer. He's a
veteran.
rock star, and he
Yeah.
was in the Army.
So-
and
And I don't know how
Wow.
much he actually served in the Army. I think he was more of the poster child for the military.
but wouldn't
When
you
he was
use
Elvis.
it?
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't
Well,
you use
no,
it
I'm
as your
saying the
poster
military
child?
used it. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
the
saying.
military used it to get
Yeah.
attention.
Of
Like,
course.
oh,
So-
Elvis isn't with
Yeah.
us.
I don't know. Now I'm totally. I don't know. I can't think of anybody on YouTube or in the mainstream media. I mean, in Hollywood, I would put him there with the I don't know, man, the Brad Pitts and
Yeah.
in that group. I guess. I
Sure.
don't know.
I don't know. I feel like Leonardo DiCaprio. We talked about him a little bit last.
Yeah,
week,
I mean-
but people
Yeah.
like him a lot.
But
Yeah, I can
Elvis
see that.
wasn't. Elvis played Elvis.
Yeah, he was.
John Wayne. It's kind of the same. John
Yeah.
Wayne played John Wayne in every movie he ever did.
I've seen
so
a lot of people.
Maybe Clint Eastwood. Maybe
Maybe
he could have.
I mean,
I think Elvis would have grown to be a really cool old guy.
I think he would have too. And
I
it
always
kind
thought
of
so.
upsets me that he didn't live on
know.
to.
That's
see
why I
that,
equated
but-
him to Garth because I think Garth will get there. I think Garth will be that old superstar.
Yeah, sure. That's the thing. Like I don't know. I think I probably would have liked Elvis more than I would have liked Garth. And see, that is the thing. I like Garth,
Yeah.
but I mean, I'm not a huge super fan.
You need
of
to go
Garth.
back and you need to just research some Elvis and see what you think
Sure.
of the guy.
Yeah,
He had so many different chapters. There was the
Yeah.
early Elvis, the mid Elvis, and then the late Elvis.
right. So that's
The Las
I don't know.
Vegas Elvis wasn't so cool. The middle Elvis was the leather jacket. They tried to reinvent him. They tried to reinvent him with this black leather jacket performance.
Yeah.
That's the coolest he ever was.
Well,
right
okay,
there.
see, that's my thing. Like, I'm sad also about the Michael Jackson thing.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to reinvent himself too, and I think that was gonna be really good, really, really,
Yep.
really good. But he ran out of money, didn't he?
Yeah, he
For a
started.
while?
That's why
Yeah.
That's why he needed to.
he started kind of going downhill.
Yeah.
And
And that sucks.
but there's
Michael Jackson
also a
was so
conspiracy
good.
theory about his death.
Oh yeah, there's all
They're all
sorts of
hanging out with
conspiracies.
Bigfoot.
Well,
Man, I'm just
because
telling you.
there was some phone call that he was calling
Yeah.
saying that somebody was after him.
Think he just disappeared?
Well, the Illuminati.
Yeah.
They think he was part of the Illuminati because
Oh,
he
I see.
called. I don't know who. I think it was maybe his doctor.
Yeah.
It was saying like in panic, like saying they're after me, they're coming for me, I need help. And that was like the last phone call he made before he died.
weird. I don't know, and that's Illuminati's a little bit weird. I don't know about it. Is it a real organization? Or
we don't know. That's the whole point of it.
Going to comment. I don't know.
Feeding lies. The
I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I divulge.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know anything about anything.
Uh-oh, folks.
So there it is.
Are you part of the Illuminati? Is that why you're not talking about it?
Am I?
I don't know about it.
Is Bigfoot? I don't know.
See, that's what I don't know. There's so many like weird things out there. Who is it that you know? I don't know. It's just weird.
I think Luke Bryan is Elvis's love child.
Oh. Okay.
Think about what Luke Bryan looks like.
Yeah.
And compare it to Elvis.
Kinda.
Even with the whole lip thing, I'm telling you, Luke Bryan's got to be related to Elvis somewhere down the road.
Somewhere and somehow we're all related.
He's got to be a cousin.
Somehow.
I mean, it's from the South. He's got to be a cousin somewhere.
Yeah. That old cousin. You know,
Tennessee
Elvis. I was related to Elvis.
I'm just telling you, man. I'm telling you. In fact,
Somewhere.
we should Google that.
I mean, we'll
there find out.
You're taking.
No,
and we will see. So, yeah, though. But I mean, going back to the subject of records, there's all these bands that I listen to now that I see records coming back.
I want a record player and to buy records because they are so big again. And they're more easily accessible. And
I know I've talked about Killswitch in the past podcast. I've got like every album since
they start coming out with them.
I've got their records.
You know what?
And you can't listen to them.
So now the disc jockey gets to come out in me and
sure.
talk shop. The problem that I see right now, it's DVDs done digitally, and any kind of digital reproduction has a tinny sound to it, a higher end sound, where if you were to put this record on a record player and you'd listen to it, it's going to sound muffled. It's almost going to that sound to it.
Yeah.
Because it's not being reproduced on the right equipment. If you're going to buy a record, you got to have a set of stereo speakers because it was designed for left and right, not surround, not kicker bass, but a good set of a stereo set of speakers that's got the tweeter and the woofer and the mid-range speaker.
My parents have them.
Everybody's parents has them.
Well, they bought it at an antique store.
Yeah.
An antique store here in town that they found it, and it has
Probably
a record
bought
player
my
in it.
old system.
And see, the thing is though, with like the bands coming that I listen to out with these records, I really think they're only coming out with it in terms of collection.
Yeah.
Well, for a collection, because they are cool collectors' items.
But the
records are cool.
Records you got to have a new record, or at least a record without the pops and clicks. But you just can't play a record on the sound system that you've been playing your DVDs on because it'll just sound like crap.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I don't think most of the people in my age group aren't doing that.
If I had the money, I would be an audiophile. I really would, because I love the sound of good quality sound, and I just don't have the money to reproduce it. But there's something that records have that analog stereo had. We call it warmth. A lot of people call it muddy, but it's warmth. It's a thicker, a fuller bass and a fuller lower range. The mid range and the highs come automatically. I'm just telling you, just borrow your parents' system and put that on there and see what you think.
I think it's in their bedroom.
I've been tempted to get a record system like that with the left and right and have it as
I bought one of those. I got a record player for Christmas. Remember me buying the little bitty thing? Everybody came out with them, and the little, it sounds exactly like the record player sounded when I was 5 years old when I first got the record player, and it has the speaker the size of smaller than the coffee cup.
Yeah.
It sounds like this right here.
Because that's all it is.
Connected. Yep.
I tried to hook it up to our surround sound system with just a mini cord. Just sounds like crap.
Yeah, it happens. And that's the thing. They're not meant for that.
I know.
It's not what they're meant for.
So,
but again, I think they're just collector's items in the eyes of
I think the very people that are putting out the records need to reintroduce the stereo systems.
Yeah.
Sure.
Record player, equalizer.
But see, that's my thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're so spoiled, to be honest with you. We're so spoiled that I don't know if you could convince to do that, a left and a right, because they're going to want it to be surround sound.
Well, the thing with them, they're like this big, and they make them completely portable. That's the whole thing. People want to take them with them everywhere.
And you could not put a rap album on a record. I just don't think you could do it.
I don't think people do that. Oh, Tyler, the Creator's on.
I mean, you could do it. I just don't think
the
you
first
could really.
The first rap album I ever played on the radio was "Too Live Crew, Too Legit to Quit," and it was an album. Yeah. And it thumped hard.
Okay.
It was great.
Okay, well,
Vinyl was
okay,
still
but-
around when rap hit.
Right. But I'm talking today's rap as far as like the huge bass just boom.
No, it would work. It
and-
still works. It would work on. It would
Yeah.
work.
All right.
on an
Well, I
album.
want to try it though. I legitimately
But
want
you have
hear
to
that.
have. You gotta have to have a system that pumps
That
enough
can support
wattage
that.
Yeah.
that doesn't blow your speaker up. That's the question.
Yep. And
Um,
so I don't know.
We had bass cabinets way back when, but
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, it can be done. It just takes up a lot more space than your Bose Wave radio system that is the size of a stapler.
Well, and see that's that.
and nothing against that technology.
No.
It's just different.
But I think people are kind of like getting back into the whole like bigger things in their space. I think that I like
I
the
don't know.
look of
The
it.
only like record players that I ever see are the small ones that
Yeah.
are honestly about the size of this.
Yeah, it's
Well,
big
they're
enough to
small.
hold a
So
33 record.
I
Yeah.
know down in to bring up the other grandparents too. My grandma and grandpa Porters, they have a basement that it's really.
I know you've seen
but,
it. It's not that. And
but it's bigger and like
it's
but it's
bigger,
connected
but
to
it's
those
not
speakers.
as big.
And I
Yeah.
thought it was always cool. I
Yeah.
learned how to use it, and but it's a record player. It's cool, and I know how to use one, so I think that's pretty neat. I don't know how many
We just need
people-
to go to an antique shop like your parents
find
did
one.
and buy
And
one
find-
and refurb it
yeah,
because
I think
I'm
that'd be
telling
cool.
you.
I would love to do that.
Well, you can still
Yeah.
get stereo systems though. I
And if we
think.
do that, we're gonna bring it here to the after the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
For all of you to see.
Yeah.
So I promise you, we're gonna make this
I
some
still-
sort of project somehow.
I still have a stereo. I still have the receiver.
Yeah.
I just don't have the speakers.
We need
and
the speakers
amp.
because we could put the speakers right there and right there.
It wouldn't fit.
We could make it work somehow, some way.
I'm talking about this wide,
Yeah.
this high, this deep,
Okay. Well, then
with
put
this
them.
with a bass
beside
speaker
us, like
at least
down-
this big.
You could put them down here
Yeah.
and
okay.
down there,
All
I don't
right.
think there's enough
and then put the
space
record
for
player
that.
back here somewhere, just on top for
With
at least an
with
episode.
the pure left and a right.
Yeah.
You got two wires going this way, two wires going that way, and the stereo separation will blow your mind.
Well,
When you
at
go to a
least for
concert,
an episode, we can do it.
do concerts do surround sound? They don't
Yeah,
do surround
probably.
sound.
They
They
have
have
some
like
sort
a
of-
wall of sound on the left and a wall of
Yeah.
sound. It's left and right.
Yeah. That's why it sounds so good.
I'm just
There's a secret.
old school.
Yeah. So,
Just
well,
saying.
this has been After the Podcast, episode number 3. Been great. We're going to find us a record set up somehow and get it in here for an After the Podcast show. I think that'd be a good idea.
We
Somehow,
could go
some
get
way.
my little record player and play it, but it wouldn't
Sure.
be the same.
But no, we got to find it somehow at some
we
point.
should go through
Promise you.
Alan's record collection.
We should. That should be another one. We got so many
Scared
ideas.
it.
Hey, if
That'll
you've got
scare
any
the crap
ideas,
out of you.
if you've got any ideas for our normal podcast, after the podcast, let us hear them
Yep.
in the comments section. Message us, because obviously this is exclusive on YouTube, so you can put it in the comments section. Or if you just want to message us on our Instagram or Facebook or email us, Sunny Side Up at storiesandscoopsmedia.com.
Hit the
That's
link.
a long name.
Like there's
we'll put
a
it,
link
Yeah,
here.
put the
there'll be a
link
link
down
Is
there.
below.
it right there?
It's right there.
There?
Yeah.
Oh, right there.
Mhm.
All right.
So, but anyways, message us however you feel fit to do. So that's,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
it is what it is. So yeah, we'll see everybody the next episode. This has been After the Podcast, and it's been great.
As Elvis would say, thank you. Thank you very much.
Elvis has left the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.